What is good, YouTube? Swiftly here, and I am back with another video on this channel. And in today's video, as you can see on your screen, I'm actually going to be ranking all Call of Duties, or at least the Call of Duties that I've played. Now, the one thing I will say about this is that I don't have any intentions of ranking any games that I didn't play, and we're strictly ranking the multiplayer. We're not ranking the campaigns in this video. We're just strictly ranking the multiplayer. So if I haven't played the game, then I won't rank it. I'm going to start off with just putting one already in the D list, and that's because I didn't really play the multiplayer. And that's because I just didn't have a console at the time. I might have sold my console at the time, or maybe I just didn't have one when the game came out or something like that for whatever reason. But Advanced Warfare is probably the only Call of Duty that I didn't really have or own myself. I did go back about 2-3 years ago, and I did purchase Advanced Warfare strictly because I wanted to play the campaign. So now I can say that I've played every single Call of Duty campaign ever released. Going back to the PS2 days, the PS3 days, and now the PS4 and PS5 days. You know, I've played every single campaign from every era of Call of Duty. So, but Advanced Warfare, I went back a couple years ago. I bought it, played the campaign, and then of course I went on, played a couple matches of multiplayer, and it's mostly dead game. You know, it wasn't a very popular game. Wasn't super liked, you know, because of the whole 3D advanced movement thing or whatever, and the jetpack boosting, jump pack, whatever you want to call it. But anyway, that will be the only game that's getting thrown in the D list for a game that I didn't really play the multiplayer. Of course, the earlier Call of Duties, I didn't play the multiplayers for those either. So I won't even rank those. But for the games that I did play, I'm gonna rank. And then even going back, games that I went back and played, because I started in Modern Warfare 2, and then I went back and played World at War and Modern Warfare COD 4 or whatever. After getting my start in Modern Warfare 2, those games were still populated, so I'm still considering me as playing those games. But if it was a game like Advanced Warfare, where I went back 5 years after it was released, I don't really consider that playing it, so I won't count that game. So we're going to start off with Modern Warfare 2, which was my first Call of Duty multiplayer game that I played online. I played some of these older ones, campaign-wise and stuff like that, offline, but Modern Warfare 2 was my first online game, and I'm putting Modern Warfare 2, honestly, in the S tier ranking. Now, the reason why I'm not putting in the A tier ranking is just because strictly the fun factor. There's just three things that I really care about when it comes to Call of Duty that I think really makes a game really good. And that is the gunplay. The weapons. Are the weapons viable? Are the weapons fun? Will you enjoy using multiple different weapons? The maps. And by maps, I mean default maps. I don't mean DLC paid maps that I have to purchase after I already purchased the game. I mean the default base maps in the game. You know what I'm saying? And then 3, just the funness factor of the game. Did I enjoy playing the game? Whether I was in a full party, whether I was playing with 1 or 2 friends, whether I was playing solo dolo, was the game fun? And Modern Warfare 2 checks all of those boxes. Modern Warfare 2, it did have some bad guns, don't get me wrong. There were some shitty guns in Modern Warfare 2, but the thing is, most of the guns were good. There were like 1 or 2, like the WA-2000, the Y-2000, some people like to call it the sniper. The sniper was ass. You look at, I'm going to say, going into the assault rifles, the F-2000, kind of ass when you think about it. F-2000 was ass. SMG-wise, I'm trying to think, what was the SMGs in Modern Warfare 2? We did have the MP5K, we did have the UMP. I want to say we had a Uzi. I want to say there was an Uzi in Modern Warfare 2. I really don't remember. It's been so long since I played Modern Warfare 2. There was definitely a Vector SMG. There was definitely, I want to say a P90, or maybe I'm thinking of COD 4. I'm getting old, man. I'm getting old. So I really don't remember exactly all of the guns, but the LMGs, the AUG H bar, the MG 240 or the M240 or whatever like that, like, the LMGs were fine. For the most part, the assault rifles were fine. The SMGs were fine. The pistols, the revolver. I'm trying to think what else was there. The M9, the Deagle. Pistols were fine. Then you had the machine pistols as well as the pistols. Machine pistols, which was one of my favorite weapons. The PP-2000, which was beautiful. I love that. That was like on every one of my secondaries. The Rafficas, the M3 Rafficas, the little pocket M16 as some people like to call it. Just like, you know, I'm just getting sidetracked, but there was just so many good guns that the 1, 2, maybe 3, possibly 4 offshoot guns that were ass, like the Y2000 and the F2000. It just was just so few in between that, and even the thing is, even with those guns were still viable. Why? Because stopping power was a perk. You slap stopping power on the F2000 and you were still killing people in 2-3 shots. It didn't even matter. Like, you were still, you know what I'm saying, if you get a neck or body shot and a headshot, you were still killing people in 2 bullets anyway, just like the UMP, just like the ACR and stuff like that. Now obviously that gun didn't have as good recoil control, didn't have good, you know, iron sights or optic sights and stuff like that. That put it at a disadvantage still. But as far as like just sheer stopping power, gun power, you still had pretty much every gun viable because of stopping power. So that's why I say Modern Warfare 2 is at that top of the list for me. Same thing with Black Ops. Black Ops, hands down, easily S tier. Anybody that knows me or plays with me know that Call of Duty Black Ops 1 is my favorite Call of Duty game. I don't think that there will ever be a Call of Duty game that tops Black Ops 1 for me. You know, and Black Ops 1 was the full package. You had God tier zombies, you had God tier campaign with campaign characters that are classic these days, with, you know, Reznov and Mason and, you know, all of those guys like Woods and stuff like that, even Bowman, you know what I mean? Like just a full package, you know, the campaign, the multiplayer, the zombies, the prestige system, the COD points, just the perks, the pro perks still being, you know, fun and not completely annoying, like how the pro perks were kind of annoying in Modern Warfare 2, trying to get SIPREP Pro and stuff like that. Like, you know, just Black Ops 1 was just peak Call of Duty. Period. Just peak Call of Duty. I don't think we will ever see Call of Duty at that level again. Like, you know, that Modern Warfare, even COD 4, that COD 4 all the way up to like Black Ops 2 era of Call of Duty. I don't think we'll ever, you know, ever see that level again. Now, moving on, I'm going to be ranking Modern Warfare 3. Now, originally, I would have put Modern Warfare 3 in the B category because I fucking hated this game. And I hated this game just because of how people played this game. I didn't hate the game because the game was just like a bad game or whatever, but I hated this game because of how fucking people played it. People played this game like absolute sheer pussies, okay? Everybody was laying on their stomach with ACRs. Everybody was running Assassin Pro. Nobody actually rushed or ran around in this game. Everybody just played this game like pussies with Assassin, ACRs on head glitches, or laying down on their stomach in some fucking hallway or some weird ass line of sight. So I hated Modern Warfare 3. If you were a rusher, you know what I'm saying, and you played this game, you weren't a fan of this game because of the playstyle that people choose to adopt in Modern Warfare 3. But the reason why I won't put Modern Warfare 3 in B ranking, it actually goes to A ranking, and it will never be an S tier ranking because of how people played this game, okay? But the reason why Modern Warfare 3 is an A ranking, it does deserve to be S tier ranking. And I will tell you why it's in A, you know, because of how people played it and shit like that. But the reason why it deserves to be an S tier ranking is strictly because of the pure innovation of this game. Okay, and anybody who knows me knows that I talk up Modern Warfare 3 all the time. I tell people all the time I fucking hated this game. But if you're talking about innovation, it is one of the most innovative Call of Duty games ever made. It gave us Death Chat, okay? It gave us multiple prestiges or whatever like that, past the 10 level 10s prestige system that we were used to seeing. What else? It gave us the specialists perk system or whatever. It gave us support streaks and assault streaks and stuff like that. Even though I hated the fucking support streaks because they had the stealth bomber in it, and lethal streaks have no business being in support streaks, okay? EMP, stealth bombers, none of that shit has any business being in support streaks. Although I can part with EMPs being in support streaks, because taking down, you know, people's HUDs and optic sites and score streaks and stuff like that can help balance the game and help support your team and have them come back in a win, or help you come back in a win where you're like losing in domination or TDM and stuff like that. So I could let the EMP slide, but that stealth bomber had no fucking business being in the support streak system. They gave us dev chat. They gave us weapon proficiencies, you know what I'm saying? Which now has advanced to still being in the game with like weapon proficiencies and weapon kits and stuff like that in modern games like Modern Warfare 2019, Vanguard, Cold War and stuff like that, and even Modern Warfare 2. They just gave us so many things, you know? And that is the reason why Call of Duty has advanced to the place where it is. You know, and Modern Warfare 3 had a really big part of that. You know, specialists were still in the game. Support streaks was basically the lifeblood of Vanguard, with streaks not resetting and stuff like that. Death chat is still in the game and still fucking hilarious to hear people cry or scream if you scare them or something like that when you kill them. You know, the prestige system, while not similar, is kind of, you know, branched off of what Modern Warfare 3 did with adding the extra prestiges and stuff like that. So you still see a lot of the stuff that Modern Warfare 3 implemented in that first game, you know, put into, you know, modern Call of Duty. And another thing that Modern Warfare 3 did is that they added so many game modes: the 1v1, the 2v2, the 3v3, the team defender, the drop zone. And I mean, most of those zones were like, those game modes were filled with fucking snipers and quickscopers, which made, you know, playing the game modes like AIDS. But I love the variety, you know what I'm saying? Because modern Call of Duty don't have all of those game modes, you know, and that's one of the things that I love the most about Modern Warfare 3. I think it probably had the most game modes in any Call of Duty game. And I'm not just talking about core mode and then hardcore mode. I mean, just in general game modes. You know, like I said, the 1v1, the 2v2, the 3v3 face-off, the team tactical, the search, team defender, the drop zone, you know, all of those different game modes, domination and stuff like that. It was a really, really, really good game. You know, it's just a shame that, you know, just other things kind of ruined Modern Warfare 3 for me. But I still put it in A tier ranking just because of the sheer innovation that game, you know, implemented. I have to put it in the A rank. I can't put it in B. That would just be disrespectful to its legacy. But it's not an S tier rank from me, my personal opinion. But yeah, A rank for sure. Moving on, I'm going to go to Black Ops 2. And Black Ops 2 is definitely S tier ranking. We're still looking at peak Call of Duty when we think Black Ops 2. And then once again, just like Black Ops 1, God tier, you know, campaign, God tier multiplayer. Now I know we're only ranking multiplayer, but just everything about Black Ops 2 was just pure fun. They had the innovation of coming up with that pick 10 system. You don't want grenades? Guess what? You don't have to use grenades. You don't want a secondary? Guess what? You don't have to take a secondary. You don't want attachments? Guess what? You could run with 6 perks, baby. Like, you can have it. Your Black Ops 2 was McDonald's, bro. You can have it your way. Or what is that, Burger King? I don't know. Wait, no, I'm loving it. Yeah, okay. It was Black Ops 2 was McDonald's and Burger King, okay? It was have it your way. And guess what? I'm fucking McLovin' it, okay? I was McLovin' Black Ops 2. And then you add in, now, I wasn't a fan of zombies in Black Ops 2. I will be honest with you. I wasn't a fan of Black Ops 2 zombies. But, hear me out. League play was goated in Black Ops 2. Even if you played solo, you still had fun climbing those divisions: the iron, the bronze, the silver, the gold, the platinum, the master. League play was fun. Now, the one thing I will say is that there were a bunch of bum-ass, weak-ass booters who would just boot people offline and stuff like that so they could get free wins and climb up the divisions. Now, those of you, you know who you are. If you were booting in Black Ops 2, you're dog shit. You're not good at the game. You never were good at the game. But those that played legitimately, you know what I'm saying, and wasn't booting people and kicking people out of games so they could get free wins and stuff like that, you know what? Y'all were goated, bro. Y'all know what time it is, league play. I still, to this day, wish they brought back Black Ops 2 league play system. I don't know how I've seen people say that they liked Vanguard system. I've seen people say they like Cold War system and stuff like that. But I just can't get into arena these days. Maybe it's because I'm older and stuff like that. But it just doesn't have that allure that Black Ops 2 Divisions had. You know, bring back Black Ops 2 League play. I promise you, people would be everybody's gonna be playing League play. Everybody's gonna be playing ranked, whatever you want to call it, arena nowadays. But just bring back that system. That system was god tier. When you think of the guns, there wasn't really any bad weapons in Black Ops 2 either. You know what I'm saying? You look at the assault rifles. You look at the SMGs, the LMGs. Every gun was pretty much viable in Black Ops 2, even without stopping power. And that's why Black Ops 2 was such just a godly game. You know what I'm saying? So that's gonna get an S tier ranking from me as well. And then we're going to move on to our next one. Next game we're going to talk about. Let's go Ghost. Now Ghost is gonna actually be one of the lower tier rankings for me. Ghost is going to be a C ranking from me just because I just hated that game. I hated Ghost. The reason I hated Ghost is because Ghost, I just felt like they tried to do too much. Like, it was one of those games where it was just like, y'all tried to do way too much with way too little. You know, the perk system I didn't like, but I liked the idea of it, of just being able to take numerous perks and having it, cost points and stuff like that. I like that idea a little bit. Although I just didn't like the way they layered some of the perks, with some of them being like 3, 2, 4, 1 and stuff like that. I felt like there should have just been a category of just 3s, 2s, and 1s. That's it. And then you take what you want from there. It was just too mismatched for me. I didn't like how slow the gameplay was. The gameplay was just pretty much promoted camping, because you moved like a fucking 600-pound piece of shit who just, sits on the couch all day. You couldn't really move. You couldn't really be quick. Even if you took perks that made you kind of faster or a little bit quicker, you still felt like you was running around like fucking Shrek and fucking Princess Fiona and shit in Shrek. Like, you just wasn't quick. You couldn't rush like how you wanted to rush, and that was one of the things that I really, really disliked about Ghost. I didn't like the time to kill. The time to kill was so fast. Like, you look at somebody and they were dead. So you would think that would promote people running around, because it's like, oh, I'm going to kill you in 2 bullets anyway, so I'm going to rush. But no, you were slow as shit, and then the time to kill was so fucking fast. It was just a nice, dog shit pile recipe for people camping. And that's all Call of Duty Ghost was just people fucking ADS camping like pieces of shit, bro. It was like the older, drunk uncle of Modern Warfare 3. Without all of the innovation, without all of the cool shit that Modern Warfare 3 added and brought into the game, it's like the deadbeat uncle that just does nothing but just get drunk all day, shows up to the fucking cookout and just says some real ridiculously, inappropriate shit that just pisses everybody off. Like, that's what Ghost was, okay? Modern Warfare 3 was like that cool cousin that, like, they're probably in a gang. They probably got an arrest record. They're probably doing some bad shit, but at the same time, they're cool because they'll let you smoke weed with them and stuff like that. They'll never ask you for money. You want to smoke some weed? Yeah, man. Like, all right, let's go get high, and we'll come back and, like, eat some burgers and stuff like that. But you know that they're not fucking going to school, though. That's what Modern Warfare 3 was. Ghost, the uncle that's just like, oh man, like, you done grew up, look at them titties or whatever. Like, whoa, Uncle Bob, like, what the fuck is that about? That's what Ghost was, the piece of shit uncle, you know what I'm saying, that nobody really wanted at the cookout. Now, moving on, let's see what we're going to tackle next. I think we'll go with Black Ops 3. Now, Black Ops 3, I'm actually going to put in the B category. Now, people are probably going to be like, what? You put in the B category? And yes, I played the living fuck out of Black Ops 3. Yes. If you know me, you know I hit Prestige Master 1000. I had about like 30 plus days played. I even reset after hitting Prestige Master 1000 and went all the way back up to like Prestige 7. That's how much I played Black Ops 3. I probably got like well over 50, maybe even 60 days played on Black Ops 3. I played the fuck out of Black Ops 3. I had Dark Matter, I had Hero Armor, I had the 100%er for completing all challenges in Black Ops 3. I pretty much, I don't even know how to describe it. Like when it comes to Black Ops 3, Black Ops 3 is probably my most played Call of Duty. If I rank every Call of Duty for, you know, time spent playing, Black Ops 3 is probably number one, with like Black Ops 1 and Black Ops 2 coming in second and third, and then like Modern Warfare 2 coming in fourth. But Black Ops 3, I played the shit out of Black Ops 3. And hear me out. The reason why Black Ops 3 is ranked a B, right, is because if you compare it to the best of the best, and that's what we're doing here, we're ranking the best Call of Duties. We're ranking all of them from, you know, just best to worst or whatever. When you compare Black Ops 3 with the best of the best Call of Duties, it doesn't hold up. Black Ops 3 does not hold the light to Black Ops 1 or Black Ops 2. It doesn't even hold the light to Modern Warfare 2, even though it has way more things than Black Ops, Modern Warfare 2, excuse me. And it even has more stuff than Modern Warfare 3, if we're being honest, you know. It was innovative in its own right, you know what I'm saying? I think they, you know, really improved on the movement, the 3D movement and stuff like that. Although I do think Infinite Warfare has better movement, the best like 3D movement. They improved greatly on the movement from Advanced Warfare. It wasn't janky and just jolting and just like when I think of Advanced Warfare's movement, I think of like the first car ever made or whatever. Like that shit was probably janky and bumpy and rocky as fuck, like a carriage and shit. Like, you know what I mean? Just bouncing around, like just snapping your neck and shit, giving you whiplash. That's what I think of when I think of Advanced Warfare's movement. Whereas Black Ops 3 movement was just like maybe that second generation car where it was like, if you still got an accident, this shit will still kill you. You probably still die because, you know, cars aren't safe yet, but it's not as janky and you're not getting whiplash and having your head thrown against shit or whatever like that while you're in the carriage or the car. You know what I'm saying? That's what I think of Black Ops 3. And then when I think of Infinite Warfare, I think of Infinite Warfare as, you know, a modern day car where it's like, it's nice and smooth. You're not getting whiplash. You're not bouncing around and jerking around and shit like that. It's not super janky. It's nice, smooth, buttery, soft, just movement, you know. So Black Ops 3 did have that going for it. You know, they introduced a bevy of new game modes and stuff like that, like Fracture and Uplink. So they had some innovation. They had it where you can do the you could really do your loadout for campaign, even though that was introduced in Black Ops 2. They kind of expounded on that as well too. And if, in my opinion, I didn't really become a zombies player until Black Ops 3. That's when I really became a zombies guy. And Black Ops 3 to me has the best zombies, hands down. I still have Black Ops 3 installed on my PS4 strictly for zombies, bro. Because not only did it have like really good new zombie maps and stuff like, you know, Der Eisendrache and, you know, Shadows of Evil, but then they brought in maps from Black Ops 1, which was to me the best zombies, hands down. And I say that as somebody who didn't even play zombies. They brought in Black Ops 1 zombies, they brought in World at War zombies. So in that setting, you can't say there'll never be zombies that will be able to compete with Black Ops 3. Like, they would have to literally import all the maps from previous games to kind of best, and still have really good original maps to best Black Ops 3 zombies. Now, even with that being said, again, Black Ops 3 had its issues. We won't go deep into the issues because we know what the issues were. You know, just glitches. You know, people using, you know, the Cronus Max, whatever the hell you want to call it. You know, people using rapid fire mods with like breccies and stuff like that. There was just a bevy of things that just made Black Ops 3 bad in its own right. But that's one of the things that I've constantly said about Black Ops 3. Like, when I played it, to me, it was one of the best Call of Duties. But then I realized that the reason why we really put Black Ops 3 on a pedestal is because it was sandwiched in between a bunch of shit Call of Duty games. You look at the games that came out around the time that Black Ops 3 came out, you're looking at Advanced Warfare, you're looking at Infinite Warfare, you're looking at World War II. And I'll stop there. We won't even go any further or any further back. But just listen to the games I just named. Advanced Warfare, World War II, and Infinite Warfare. Those games are atrocious. And just seeing Black Ops 3 sandwiched in between that shit sandwich, it makes Black Ops 3 looks like a fucking diamond in the dirt when you compare those games to it. But when you compare Black Ops 3 to the likes of Modern Warfare 2, Black Ops 1, Black Ops 2 and stuff like that, you realize Black Ops 2 wasn't that good of a game. Now, I could put it in A tier ranking, but I'm not going to just like be biased and say, oh, because I was really good at it, or because I had Prestige Master 1000, or I had Hero Armor, or Dark Matter, and all of these things that I'm going to put it at. No, it's still a B tier ranking game, even though I probably put like 60 days worth of time into the game. You know, it was a great game. If I'm comparing it in that era of Call of Duty games, it was the best, you know, era of Call of Duty games in that era. If I was even comparing it in the PS4 era, if you want to say that PS4, Xbox One era of Call of Duty games, it's hands down the best PS4 Call of Duty game we've had. But if we're just comparing it to just Call of Duty games in general, nah, it doesn't compare to any of these 4 games up here in the A or S tier ranking, which is why I have to throw it down in B tier, unfortunately. Moving on, we're looking at an Infinite Warfare, and Infinite Warfare is definitely going to go into the C tier. Now, I'm putting it in C tier. Really, I would normally, under circumstances, I would put it in D tier, but I'm putting it in C tier just because they made some changes that made this game slightly more stomachable. Now, like I mentioned in Black Ops 3, Infinite Warfare's movement system was just chef's kiss. It was flawless. The movement just felt buttery fucking smooth, man. It was just like just some like Hawaiian rolls with a nice thin layer of butter over top, and then you put it in the oven just to let it, like, that butter just soak into it and get nice and soft, and then you just bite into it, and it's just like biting into a pillow from heaven. That's what Infinite Warfare's movement system was like. Infinite Warfare's movement was just silky fucking smooth, just like pillows, man. Pillows, bro. I'm telling you. It's like Hawaiian rolls fresh out of the oven. Just nice, soft, just flawless, silky, smooth movement. None of that janky bullshit from Advanced Warfare, and none of that slightly hitching type of movement that you used to get from Black Ops 3. They really outdid themselves with the movement, at least. Another thing that I liked about Infinite Warfare that I didn't mention in Black Ops 3 when I was talking about Black Ops 3, and another reason why people fucking hated that game, was the loot box system. Infinite Warfare allowed you to pretty much get every single gun possible. You know, if you couldn't get it out of the box or whatever like that, you could just spin your token salvage, whatever the fuck that shit was called, and unlock the shit. You know what I'm saying? And that was one of the things that they kind of took from another Call of Duty, which we'll be talking about next in World War II. But that's another reason why people kind of liked Infinite Warfare. You know, now the one thing I do have to knock on Infinite Warfare, you know what I'm saying, is, and it's something that honestly I didn't talk about in any of these Call of Duties that I ranked thus far, and it's one of the most important things, and I talked about it in the S tier ranking Call of Duties that I didn't talk about in the B or the C tier ranking Call of Duties, or even the A tier ranking, is the maps. The maps were dog shit in Ghost, okay? I can't name you one map that I genuinely enjoy playing in Ghost. I can't name you one map that I genuinely enjoy playing in Infinite Warfare or Advanced Warfare, even though I barely played that game. Modern Warfare 3, there was like maybe 2 maps that I could say I enjoyed playing, or I was okay with playing, that I would vote. And that was like that one map, I forgot the name of it, where it's like a house in the middle in Modern Warfare 3, and then there's like some stairs that you can go up to on the right side of the map. You guys know exactly what I'm talking about when you think of Modern Warfare 3 maps. It was a default base map, and it had like that long staircase, like that long stairs, that like 3-4 sets of stairs that you can climb up, and that everybody would camp on and shit like that, and it led up to a street. I forgot the name of the map, man. Like, I kind of want to look up the map, but I'm not going to do that because I don't really care enough about Modern Warfare 3 to do that. But that map, and then that village map, like, that was based in Africa. I liked that village map. Those were the only 2 maps. And then there was like a mall map. And you guys know exactly which mall map I'm talking about in Modern Warfare 3. It was a default map. Those were like the only 3 maps that I was even trying to play in Modern Warfare 3. Any other map was just an absolute camp fest. Ghost, I can't even name you a map besides Free For All, and that was only because it was a gimmick map. I couldn't tell you any other maps from Ghost besides that Free For All map and that one map with like the gas station that explodes or whatever like that. I can't tell you any other maps in Ghost because I fucking hated that game. Infinite Warfare, same thing. I can't tell you any maps. There was like a map with like magma or some shit like that, or fire or something like that you could fall into or something like that. I honestly don't remember, but Infinite Warfare, another one of those games where it was just like, I played it because it was out at the time, but you know, I really just ended up going back to Black Ops 3, which is why I have 60 days played. But yeah, it's going to be an S tier ranking for me just because of that. And another thing that I didn't like about Infinite Warfare was the weapon variants. The weapon variants, it was like 50-50. It was kind of cool to see different variants of guns having different things. But then also it was kind of bullshit that some guns had better variants and stuff like that. Like, oh, this gun gets you more XP. This gun gets you your score streaks faster. This gun gives you a perk if you kill somebody. And this gun will automatically reload if you kill somebody. And just all this bullshit. And then you had to use certain guns that would give you nuke. There was no way for you to get a nuke or atomic bomb or whatever the fuck it was called in Infinite Warfare unless you used this specific variant, which was dumb as hell. Like, I just wasn't a fan of that at all. It was just so much shit in Infinite Warfare that I felt like they just, again, tried to do a lot with very little, and it just wasn't necessary. You know, and there was also the fact that people were kind of just drummed out with these jump pack booster bullshit. You know what I'm saying? You think of Black Ops 3, did Advanced Warfare, then Black Ops 3, and then Infinite Warfare, 3 jetpack games in a row. People were tired of this shit. And it was the reason why they had to give us, you know, Modern Warfare Remastered, which is, we won't talk about Modern Warfare Remastered because I don't see Modern Warfare Remastered on the list, so we'll just go with COD 4. And for me, COD 4, I'm ranking this game, I could go S tier, I mean, or A tier. And I could go S tier. For me, it's really in between A and S. You know, I'm going to put it A tier just because, again, like I said, with a lot of these other games, the maps were important to me. The maps can make or break a good game. Like, you could have God tier gunplay, really good time to kill, really good perks and stuff like that. But ultimately, if you have shit maps in a game, nobody's going to want to play the game. If the maps have shit maps, shit line of sights, shit flow, just everything about the maps are just dog shit, nobody's going to want to play them. There's a reason why these 3 games right here at the top of S tier are at S tier, because they had really godly maps, bro. Off the top of my head, for Modern Warfare 2, I could probably name you most of the default maps because the default maps were godly. You know, you had Afghan, you had Terminal, you had Subbase, you had Invasion, you had Karachi, you had Rust, which you barely got to see. You had Rundown, you had Favela, like, there's probably more that I'm missing, obviously. Oh, Derailed. You had Derailed as well, too. So that right there is 9 maps off the top of my head that I can name you from Modern Warfare 2. I think of Black Ops 1, I'm thinking, even though some of these maps I didn't like, you had Crisis, which I wasn't a fan of. You had Radiation. You had Launch. You had WMD. You had Summit, which is one of my all-time favorite maps. What else? You had Nuketown. You know, one of those classic maps that everybody, you know, now know of. I'm trying to think of some more maps. That's like, what, 6 or 7 for Black Ops 1 off the top of my head. Black Ops 2, I'm trying to think of some maps. Black Ops 2, you had... I'm trying to think, is Black Ops 1 or Black Ops 2 Standoff? Alright, I'm ranting, bro, but the point of the matter is, off the top of my head, I can name you like 6 to 8 maps for every single one of these games, whereas when we get to these games, I can't really name you really too many maps, like, because these games just didn't have good maps. Now, COD 4, you know, you had Crash, which I was a fan of Crash. outside of Crash, man, like there wasn't very many maps that I liked in COD 4. You know what I'm saying? Wasn't a fan of Wet Work. Wasn't a fan of Shipment or whatever it was called. I'm just not a fan of a lot of maps in COD 4, man. You know, and I think that plays a part in it. I like the bare bones nature of the game, though. I like just the 3-5-7 score streaks. You know, keeping this very gun based. You know what I'm saying? Because I did play a shit ton of bare bones Team Tactical and Black Ops 1, and to me, that's FPS games at its best. Like, no perks, no attachments, no bullshit like adding stuff, boosting guns up and stuff. Just my gun skill and reflexes versus your gun skill and reflexes. My internet versus your internet. Let's see who's the best. You know what I'm saying? Period. Not you having more perks, not you having sleight of hand pro and me not having it, not you having a level 50 gun and I have a level 5 gun. Like, no, just straight bare bones nature. My gun skill versus your gun skill. My internet versus your internet. My reflexes and how fast I can aim down sight versus your reflex and how fast you can aim down sight. That's it. That is FPS games at its best, in my opinion. You know what I'm saying? So, COD 4 didn't have all that extra bullshit. You know, you had a certain amount of perks and stuff like that. But it wasn't like, oh yeah, you can run around with 12 perks or 10 perks or anything like that. You couldn't run around with 15 different attachments. There were only like 4 attachments per gun. You know, that just bare bones nature of the game is why I have it in A tier ranking. You know, but again, like I said, the knock on it for the maps and stuff like that is the reason why I can't put it in S tier, in my opinion. I know other people probably love the maps and stuff like that in COD 4, but just for me, I can't do it, you know. Moving on, I'm not even going to talk about this game. I won't even dignify them even getting anything out of me for me saying anything about this game. I'm just going to take Modern World War II and just throw that in D tier. Enough said. We won't even talk about that game. That's the game. That World War II is fucking Voldemort of Call of Duty. It's he who must not be named. We won't even talk about it. I'm just going to put it in the D list. You know why it's going there. I won't even... You know the one thing I will say about this game? The only thing that I will say, and you'll understand my pain, is Gustav Cannon. That's all I have to say. I'm not saying anything fucking else about World War II. Gustav Cannon, that's it, okay? Moving on. Where do we want to go from here? Let's go Black Ops 4. Let's stay in the realm of Treyarch. You know what I'm saying? Even though World War II wasn't Treyarch, but let's stay in the realm of Treyarch games. And Black Ops 4, I'm actually gonna put in B tier as well too. And I know some people would put it in A tier. And Black Ops 4, believe it or not, suffers the same fate as Black Ops 3 in the sense that people rank it a little bit higher than it should be just because it was sandwiched in between a lot of shit games. But when you compare Black Ops 4 to these other top tier games, and that's what I'm doing. I'm basing every ranking that I'm ranking, I'm comparing them not just themselves as a good game or not, but I'm also comparing it based on the best of the best in my opinion. And these are the top 3 Call of Duties that I've ever played that I think are the best in the series. And if I'm comparing Black Ops 4 to those 3 games up here, yeah, nah, this shit's a B. You know, good weapons, don't get me wrong, good weapons, terrible maps, decent perk system and stuff like that. But once again, the maps were just awful. You know, you ended up playing that seaside bullshit like 50 times a day, you know. And outside of Seaside, bro, I really can't think of any other maps, you know. I think of Seaside, I think of like that damn, I can't remember the name of the map. I honestly can't remember any of the maps from Black Ops 4 outside of Seaside. You know, Seaside and Nuketown. It slips my mind, and that's because most of the maps were garbage, man. You know what? Let's do it. Let's look up the maps. Black Ops 4 maps list. Let's look up Black Ops 4 maps, bro. Let's do it. Why not? Right? Why not? Let's look up Black Ops 4 maps, and I'm going to tell you exactly why I wasn't a fan of any of these maps. So we got Jungle Flooded, which was like DLC maps that they released. We have Hacienda Twilight, which was just another version of Hacienda. We have Contraband Hurricane, just another version of Contraband. Seaside Sunset was just Seaside at night. You know, just awful. Just all of these are awful. Firing Range, that was a good map. I love Firing Range. Black Ops 1 map, of course. Launch, once again, a Black Ops 1 map. Lair, I don't remember even playing this, but it was actually, no, I do remember playing this. This was the map with that little garage that had that sports car in it. Awful map. Havana, once again, another Black Ops 1 map. I have no idea what the hell this is. Der Schatten, I don't think I've ever even played this. Remnant, can't say I played. Some of these maps, I'm not going to lie, I haven't even played. I didn't even know these were any. I don't remember these two maps. WMD, of course, another Black Ops 1 classic. Grind, I was a fan of Grind. Grind was actually a fun map. Masquerade, I fucking hated that map. I did play this map. Too much bullshit in the middle with the little parade float things or whatever. Not a fan of that. Artifact, I don't remember playing this. Casino, I don't really remember playing this, but it kind of looks like that one map from Black Ops 1. Lockup, wasn't really a fan of this map either. It was a decent map. Madagascar, hated this map. Elevation, hated this map. This was like another version of Favela with just way too much bullshit. Even though Favela was decent in Modern Warfare 2, just this map had too much shit going on. It's way too many doorways and alleyways and shit like that. Alcatraz, I don't remember playing this map either. Nuketown, obviously classic. Slums, another Black Ops 1 classic, along with Summit. One of my favorite maps of all time. Summit is goated. Seaside, another map that was played way too often. Payload was actually a good map. I will give them Payload. Payload was actually a fun map. I actually like playing Payload. Militia, I don't remember this map. I'm trying to think. Nah, that wasn't. Nah, that's Cold War that I'm thinking of. Do not remember Militia. Morocco, I played this map. This map was decent for objective game modes, but at the same time, it wasn't that great. I also died like one off a nuclear playing this map by a fucking person using a dog. Jungle, Black Ops 1 classic, but wasn't a fan of that flooded shit that they put in here. But regular Jungle, really good. Icebreaker, really fun map. I like that map. Really enjoy playing this map, especially when sniping. Gridlock, another good map. Hacienda, no thank you. Frequency, decent map for search and destroy and domination. Decent map. Firing Range, once again, obviously, Black Ops 1 classic. Arsenal was the map that I was thinking of, and Arsenal, that's the map I was thinking of with the little shit or whatever in the back, the little mechanic shit. I knew it was like some like robot facility or something like that, but I couldn't think of the name. But Arsenal was what I was thinking of. I actually really enjoyed playing this map on Control. I think that was the game mode called Control, where you get like limited lives. But yeah, Black Ops 4 is still B tier, even though it had a lot more decent maps than I remembered. But if you notice, most of those maps were recreated maps that were from like Black Ops 1 and stuff like that. Wasn't too many original maps that you could say that you really liked about that game. Moving on, we're down to our final 4 COD games here. Moving on, let's just get, let's get the fun game out the way first. World at War, another A tier ranking for me, another bare bones Call of Duty game. This campaign was hell. If you've ever played the campaign for World at War campaign was just hell on earth, man. And I've never been to war, you know what I'm saying? Never been in the military, but if war was anything like the Call of Duty World at War campaign, then I pray to God I never see war ever. Okay? I pray to God I never get drafted. I pray to God I never end up in the military and happen to go to war for anything or anyone, because holy shit, that campaign was hell. Alright? Now, as far as the multiplayer goes, I was not a fan of the tanks, even though it was only on certain maps. Fuck tanks, fuck vehicles, fuck any sort of thing like that in a multiplayer 6v6 setting. If you want to talk about ground war and fire team and those big team game modes with like 100 to 80 people on a map, have fun with it. I'm not mad at that. But in a 6v6 setting, fuck you, fuck those vehicles, fuck those tanks. It has no place in a 6v6 multiplayer setting, okay? But World at War, like I said, still a fun game. Still, it's just literally COD 4, but, just 50, 60 years prior. You know what I'm saying? World at War, I have fun playing it. Even though I had to go back and play it after playing Modern Warfare 2, I see why a lot of people really enjoyed World at War. To me, World at War is definitely in that like top 5, top 6. It's in that peak Call of Duty era as well too, in my opinion. I think the peak era is from like COD 4 all the way up until Black Ops 2. After that, it kind of just really fell off. But I can honestly say World at War was like a really fun game. Even though it was one of those games that I had to go back and I played solo dolo by myself, I think I would have enjoyed World at War more if I had like a full team to play with and stuff. Like how I had a team to play Modern Warfare 2 and Black Ops 2, Black Ops 3, Black Ops 4. All of these other Call of Duties, I had a full team, whereas these two, I pretty much played solo by myself. And, I can admit that does, hinder the ranking because you didn't have as much fun. You didn't have that experience of playing with friends and stuff like that. But at its core, I still think that World at War was still, a fun game. So I'll give World at War an A ranking. You know what I'm saying? Just again because of the innovation that it brought to Call of Duty. If you want to talk about maps, I really should be putting it in B tier ranking because I really do rate maps very high up on the ranking. You know what I'm saying? Maps is like one of the most important things to the game because that's going to dictate how much fun you really have playing the game. Because if you play a game and a Call of Duty game releases with 10 maps and you only like 2 out of those 10 maps, that means 8 out of 10 times you're not going to have fun playing the game because you're going to be playing some bullshit map that you hate. So if you have a Call of Duty game and 8 out of those 10 maps are Gustav Cannon, and the other 2 are like Summit and Slums. If Summit and Slums don't pop up and you're playing Gustav Cannon majority of the time, you're not going to have a good time. So that's why I personally rate maps as like one of the end all be all for the games, because if the guns are shit, you aren't going to have a really good time, but you can still manage it. You know what I'm saying? If the perks and stuff like that is shit, or you're playing solo, you don't have friends, so the fun factor isn't really there, you're not going to have, a really good time. But if the maps are at least decent to where you can work around having shit guns and not having a full team because the maps are fun, you can really work your way around the map, you can kind of bypass all of these other things like shit perks and shit weapons and stuff like that, not having a full team. But if the maps are shit and you can't navigate the maps how you want to navigate them, and you're getting killed and you're dying constantly and you're just not having fun, it's a lot harder to enjoy the game, so that's just my logic behind like ranking maps so high. Now moving on, we're going to be looking at Modern Warfare, or Modern Warfare 2019 as so many people like to call it. And Modern Warfare 2019, this is going to be going into C tier ranking for me. Really, it should be D tier ranking because this was one of those games that I played like very, very little of. I probably had about 3 days played, but just terrible. The skill-based matchmaking being implemented into this game just made it a absolute hellish nightmare for anybody that was an above average player. You know what I'm saying? It just was, and that just is what it is. For those in-betweeners where you're not dog shit enough to get put in a lobby with disabled people, but you're still good enough to get put into the lobby with the 2+3 KD players, it's a hellish nightmare for you because you're usually the fodder that they, put into that lobby to balance that lobby. Like, we got 2.5 KD players on this team. Let's grab a 1.5 and a 1.7 to kind of balance out this team with all of these 0.5s, and then we'll put 2-point KD players on this team, and we'll let them have at it. You know what I'm saying? And it usually just ends up with you, getting clapped or losing and stuff like that. And the thing about Modern Warfare 2019 was the gunsmith. And the guns were just amazing. The gunsmith made me want to play this game. The gunsmith made me want to just try out so many variations of weapons and changing the way the weapons look and the way the weapons handled and stuff like that. But the skill-based matchmaking just made me want to cut this game off. And then the maps also being absolutely atrocious. There wasn't a single map that I could really say that I played. Other than Shoot House and Shipment, this game was just awful. This game really should be in D tier, but the gunsmith really does save this game. The only reason why this game is even in C tier is because of the gunsmith. The gunsmith was really innovative and actually really, really good. You know, so I will put Modern Warfare 2019 in C tier, but any other aspect of this game, this shit should be in D tier in my opinion. Moving on, we're going to go into Cold War. And Cold War, once again, that's another C tier game. And here's the thing, Cold War, it had better maps than Modern Warfare. You know what I'm saying? It had about maybe 3 to 4 decent maps. You know, the gunsmith once again being really, really good. The perk system once again being decent. Cold War made me want to play, you know, the gunsmith and stuff like that, the perks. It made me want to play Cold War, but the skill-based matchmaking, once again, just being brutal as fuck, made me not want to play this game, okay? So that's why Cold War is in C tier, but I like the weapons. I like the zombies. I like the campaign. You know, campaign was decent. You know, I like the, you know, the weapons, the gunsmith and all of that stuff like that. And even the score streaks were decent, but it's just like the skill-based matchmaking just ruined any potential this game had. And it's kind of fucked up because they slapped on the Black Ops name on this bullshit. You know, they had Treyarch come in, try to clean this shit up or whatever, and it was just awful. You know what I'm saying? It was just awful, and it was honestly one of the first times where I was just like, I kind of had faith going into it, thinking like, nah, it's Treyarch. Treyarch ain't gonna do this to me. We had Black Ops 1, we had Black Ops 2, and even though, like I said, Black Ops 3 and Black Ops 4 weren't like great games when in the grand scheme of things, they were still decent compared to the shit we were getting around the time. So I thought after Modern Warfare 2019, like, oh yeah, man, Black Ops, Cold War, Black Ops, Treyarch, yeah, they're gonna save the day. They're gonna come in. They haven't let us down yet. Black Ops 4 kind of saved the day. You know, Black Ops 3 kind of saved the day from Advanced Warfare, World War II, Infinite Warfare, and shit like that. But then they came in with this Cold War shit, and they just absolutely disappointed me, bro. So, Cold War, another C ranking, yes. Moving on, we're looking at Vanguard, right? And Vanguard is also going to get a C tier ranking from me as well, too. And if you if you can't tell, by the way, that like just modern Call of Duty is I'm just not a fan of modern Call of Duty games, okay? If you haven't noticed the trend, you know. But yeah, man, Vanguard, once again, terrible dog shit maps. I couldn't name a single one of these maps. I think I have like maybe 1 day played, if I even have 1 day played in Vanguard, maybe 2 days played. If even that, probably have about 5 to 6 days played in zombies. Played the hell out of zombies in Vanguard. But as far as multiplayer goes, this game, once again, suffering from skill-based matchmaking. That just makes it awful, you know. I had a much higher KD in this than, you know, Modern Warfare 2019. Same thing with Cold War. Had a really good KD in Cold War and stuff like that, too. And because of that, because I'm not a 2 or 3 KD player, but I'm not a dog shit player that's like a 0.7 or a 0.5 KD, like I'm disabled or something like that, they're going to put me as fodder in the bottom. I'm going to be the bottom half KD wise of the 2 KD and 3 KD lobbies. And, you know, it's just not fun, you know. And it's what's funny though is that I've seen like bad players say that they don't want to get put in lobbies with me. And they don't understand that I don't want to get put in lobbies with the people that I'm getting put into lobbies with. So it's like it's okay for them to protect you, but it's not okay for them to protect me. I should get shit on and go 20-20 against 2 KD players, but you shouldn't get shit on by me and go 20-20 in my lobbies. Like, so that's the real disconnect with the whole skill-based matchmaking thing. It's like, oh, well, fuck anybody who's decent at the game or semi-decent at the game. Just protect all the shit bad players to where they stay shit and bad by giving them skill-based matchmaking lobbies, and then everybody else can just go fuck themselves because they're going to buy the game anyway, you know? And it's just, I won't even go into it, but I'll just tell you that that's the reason why I didn't play a lot of Vanguard. And that's why Vanguard is ranked C in the C ranking for me. And the funny thing is, I actually enjoyed a lot of things about Vanguard. The perks were dog shit in my opinion, but the guns were actually really good in Vanguard. I actually enjoyed a lot of the weapons in Vanguard. Like, I enjoyed the SMGs, I enjoyed the assault rifles, I enjoyed the LMGs. Not so much sniping though, because that game just really just not lend itself to sniping in my opinion. But the assault rifles, the SMGs and stuff like that, the LMGs, I actually enjoyed Vanguard, and I really wish they had tuned down the skill-based matchmaking. I wish that when the game stops being the main game, that they kind of just turn skill-based matchmaking off and just let everybody just free for all. But we know they're not going to do that. I still get on Cold War, or at least I used to, and the games were still sweaty as fuck. If you get on Modern Warfare 2019, the games are still going to be sweaty as fuck. It doesn't matter. So that's why I kind of just was like, yeah, man, like Vanguard just isn't it. Spent most of my time in Zombies, because Zombies was still, you know, indeed fun in Vanguard, shockingly. And moving on to our last Call of Duty, and that's going to be Modern Warfare 2. And Modern Warfare 2 is going to be a big fat D for me, okay? Like, I played the beta. I played about maybe 10 matches of Search and Destroy, and while I did have a good time playing the beta or whatever like that, yeah, this game, man, like, this game just released with so many bugs, so many issues, so many problems. You know, no combat record, no leaderboards, still getting put in sweaty ass, like, skill-based matchmaking lobbies, but there's no leaderboards or combat records, so you can't even kind of track how you're doing, if you should even be getting put into these lobbies. Because it's like, well, what if I have a fucking 0.5 KD? Well, guess what? I wouldn't even know that I have a 0.5 KD or a 1 KD, because there is no combat record, there is no leaderboards, there is no real way for me to even, you know, track or decide if I'm even getting put in the right lobbies. Like, what am I playing for? You know, I'm playing these sweaty ass matches and I'm not getting anything for it. No KD trackment, no combat record trackment, no leaderboards tracking, no nothing. I'm just getting putting sweaty ass optic lobbies and phase lobbies for fucking what? So it's a fucking D for me. And every Call of Duty going forward will be a fucking D for me, bro. Until they take that out, it's probably going to be a D for me. Okay? Period. The only way that I could honestly see maybe going forward that I won't give, like, the modern Call of Duty a terrible ranking is if they probably remaster Black Ops 1 or Modern Warfare 2 or Black Ops 2. If they remaster any of these 3 games right here, or even Modern Warfare 3, but they would have to change some things. But if they remaster any of these 3 games right here, multiplayer wise, even with skill-based matchmaking, I would probably still play the fuck out of those games. I'm not going to lie to you. But I don't think they're going to do that, because if they remaster any of these games, nobody's going to buy any other games going forward. It's just not going to happen. These games were just too, you know, just the culture, the innovation, just the experience. It just won't happen, because these games were just monumental to Call of Duty being where it's at, like money-wise, franchise-wise, stuff like that. So I don't see them ever remastering these 3 games. But yeah, this is my ranking for Call of Duties. I don't think I've missed any other Call of Duties. I'm looking at these down here, and these are, excuse me, these are all like pre-Modern Warfare. I said pre-Modern Warfare. These are all like pre-PS3 era games. These were like all before I played online, and if I did play any of these, I definitely didn't play any of these online, so I kind of just left these like that. But this right here is my ranking of Call of Duty. So Modern Warfare 2, Black Ops 1, and Black Ops 2 S tier. A tier, we got Modern Warfare 3, COD 4, and World at War. B tier, we got Black Ops 2 and Black Ops 3 and Black Ops 4. C tier, we got Ghost, Infinite Warfare, Modern Warfare 2019, Cold War, and Vanguard. And then D tier, we got Advanced Warfare, World War II, and Modern Warfare Roman numeral 2, I guess you can say. If you enjoyed this video, please be sure to drop a like on the video. I'm out, guys.